Walk Dog 3. Did anyone want this? I don't know, but this came out back in January, and I just got a hold of it now, so I apologize for the late review. So, was it any good? Was it bad? Well, let's just say the best thing about Walk Dog 3 was this review I found on IMDb. So, let's go through that. This review is called Literal Audio and Visual Chocolate. Oh god. I've been a fan of Walk Dog 3 since 2016, and it's helped me see the world differently. Bodhi is my new bae. You can't have him because he's mine. I call dibs. I have left my religion and started my own because of the Walk Dog series. It's a beautiful movie with beautiful characters like Bodhi. This movie is so good that you don't need things like 420 to enjoy this piece of work. My husband left me because of my newfound love for Bodhi, but I don't care, he's just jealous. Maybe he'll learn a thing or two in the bedroom, he would still have me. But I never loved him. I love Bodhi. Every time I look at Bodhi, I melt inside like butter on a hot pancake. I'm wondering if Bodhi could finger more than just his guitar though. My family had an intervention because of this obsession. Yeah, I know, I don't need help. Walk Dog rules, and Bodhi is mine. Oh, God. Hey guys, Blazie here, and welcome to my review of Walk Dog 3 Battle for Beat. It came out at the end of 2022, and I finally managed to get a hold of it to review it. So, let's recap. The first movie came out in 2016, and I gave it a 5 out of 10. That's not 5 fingers, that's 5 fingers. I gave it a 5 out of 10. The second one came out in 2021, and I gave that a 6 out of 10. I generally thought it was a better movie. I really didn't mind it. Not that it gave me high hopes for a third movie about a battle of the bands like TV show with a girl band as the main characters. Though Bodhi is still very much it though, like don't get me wrong, he's still very much there. But boy is he a sourpuss in this movie. But honestly, this movie is just all over the place. It's a mess with a very inconsistent message that makes no actual sense, with a villain that's literally the Joker without the joke, plot lines that are just straight from the second movie, and animation that's just kind of meh. So I'm just going to go through the whole movie as I normally do, as there's nothing really much else to say, and there's no real spoilers or anything, because you know exactly what's going to happen in this movie. So let's just get into it. It starts with Carl, the bath towel wearing sheep, frolicking about like a gay hamster. What does that mean? I don't know, it's just the first thing that popped in my head for some reason. But then a wolf is stalking him, and Bodhi's dad, Compa, is about to destroy him Dragon Ball Z style. I forgot that exists in this world. But it's okay, they're friends. No, they're definitely gay. Sorry, I don't make the rules, but I'm shipping these two. They are more than just roommates. So this movie does focus on the idea that the wolves and sheep now live together, completely skipping over it in the second movie and doing it in the third for some reason. And so Bodhi is taking a break from touring with his new gal pal Lil Foxy. Nowhere to be seen in this movie. Yeah, she's gone, and his bandmates barely make appearance in this movie. Angus then comes on TV, who was a character in the first movie I really didn't like, and really ruined that movie for me. I don't mind him here though. So him and this Elton John looking hippo named Neon are on a show called Battle for Beat, and it's basically American Idol and X Factor and so on, that kind of show. Basically one of those shows where they could win a record deal, but Bodhi ain't for it, which is just so bizarre. Now it goes on to explain, a huge thing in this show is zingers, aka the judges being assholes to each other. Because that's what the audience love, they love the drama and don't care about the music, Bodhi says. And honestly, yeah, I get it. It is kind of giving, like, crap to those kind of TV shows where you generally are in it for the drama. But honestly, we also hate those kind of judges, so I don't know. Whatever, basically, I'm confused why Bodhi hates it so much and hates Angus as doing this kind of show, when someone who does music could become a star like himself. It is weird. And then a racist sheep shows up. Her name is Hazel, and she hates wolves and hates that sheep are being friends with them, and calls it unnatural. And so what does she want? Chaos. Chaos. She thinks the world is boring and wants for conflict. She wants wolves fighting with sheep because she's a psychopathic war lover. Because they weren't just fighting, they were getting eaten. She assaults a wolf before leaving, but another wolf was listening in and agrees with her. And so a sheep and a wolf team up to make a show that'll be evil and spread hate. Yeah, she is pretty dumb as well to not realize she is working with a wolf, which she apparently hates. I wonder how that will end up at the end. Next, they tried making some jokes with Carl that just aren't funny to me. There's just nothing really funny in this movie. Every joke just does not land for me. Later, everyone wants off to go watch the show. They're all excited, just not Bodhi, who turns out was meant to be a judge on the show. And then later, Angus ends up accidentally calling Bodhi, and he seems very happy to talk with him. And it turns out, yeah, Angus doesn't even like the show either. He just does it because that's just what the fans want. And then Bodhi does give him the idea of writing a song about harmony, and he's all for it. And he goes to the hippo, who seems down to do it. But the presenter, a wolf chick, hates the idea as harmony is overrated. So, let me guess. The wolf is Hazel. It's not subtle, it's so obvious. The last movie, I didn't even guess that was happening, honestly. But here, it's just so obvious. And then next, Angus gets knocked out, and now for the rest of the movie, Angus has lost his memory and is dubbed like in a field, and goes through different jobs trying to remember who he is. Like he thinks he's a sheep herder, and then a mechanic, and then a chimney sweeper, and then a chef. Honestly, I didn't mind this. It got a couple chuckles out of me, and I really didn't mind him being put into these situations. So I gotta give him a point for that. With him gone, the show comes to an end, but starts up wide again with a new season that was quicker than Dragons of the Nine Realms. Speaking of which, new season this month. So the new contestants are Axel and K9, the girl group that's all about pop music, which Bodhi doesn't consider music. Yep, he's only about to walk and roll and considers everything else not music. Which he never ever learns is music too. Like seriously, you think that would be like one of the messages, right? That there's other forms of music than just rock and roll. No, he just never learns it. They do a type of walk song at the end, like it's like that's not a pop song, and it's just so bizarre. I get that it's called Walk Dog, but there are other forms of music, and I thought that would be part of the lesson, but no, it's not here. The girls also mention they don't know who Angus is, getting the puppy all mad, and so he agrees to become Angus's replacement on the show, to restore Angus's legendary status. Now, you would think this means he will train the girls, right? No, he wants to train the croc dude instead, but he has to deal with K9, which again, didn't he want to show them specifically who Angus is? So why is he so upset by this? It's just so odd. The story is just so odd. So now Bodhi takes the girls to Angus' place to train them. I have no idea who their names are, they're just K9, as none of them are individual characters. None of them are memorable, they are just TikTok caricatures of what old people think the youth are like today. They're not too annoying like I thought they might be, but they're just annoying all the same. And at one point the wolf makes him do a confessional video thing where he gets real mad at not wanting to do a song called Glitter Rainbow. But harmony is okay, I guess. I guess Glitter Rainbow is too gay for him. And the way they do the confessional video with the music and evil laughter...
This doesn't seem right.
It's like he's got to send a nuke or like someone to their death, which a nuke does, but you get my point. Like sure, this has Bodhi showing anger all because he doesn't understand pop music is music. It's so dumb. This movie is just Bodhi doesn't understand different genres exist. This also shows when Bodhi then goes off to a park where they play all the music and see his band members are trying out something new, which Bodhi is all like, but this ain't rock and roll. Yeah, I guess he really doesn't understand music himself then. Also, one of the reasons Bodhi doesn't like girls is because they really like bubbles. Really? Bubbles? Really? Because they're girls? Because they're like, bubble? That is weird. What are they, 5? Or me? But at the same time, like, what are you getting mad about? You like harmony and peace and all that. That's pretty girly. And so he realizes, what if I just force them to play rock and roll? Then they'll love it. Sounds like a straight person trying to force their straightness on their kids. So yeah, force them to play rock and roll. And of course, they suck. They practice all night, and so of course the next day is the competition, and they're too tired to play and lose that day. Which, can I say, their outfits are dreadful, by the way. And Bodhi hears a real ass saying Axe did great, but his girls didn't. Like, wow, way to stick up for them. Like, he is just a real butthole in this movie. And at home, it's time to vote, and Bodhi's dad saying, "You're voting for Bodhi, right?" And they agree, but the bad wolf is there calling Bodhi soft because he lost to Neon, the hippo, and let the hippo walk all over him. What? No, he was just an ass. He wasn't letting Neon walk all over him. That makes no sense to what I saw. Bodhi was just being rude because he doesn't like the girls. And then also the wolf is causing a whip between the wolves and the sheep, and it's really dumb. Later, the girls come into the mansion, and there's this really weird perspective of Bodhi looking like a tiny snack compared to them. And then instead of hating on him, they tell him to man up, basically, and throw some zingers back at Neon. What? So you want him to be hateful to people? Just not you? What? This is such a confusing message, which gets worse later. Still, Bodhi does listen to their music and has this sudden change of tone and wants to help them, telling them they should write their own song, and ask them how they got into music in the first place, which was real basic. They were bullied for being different. In what way? Who knows? And enjoyed doing music together, and Bodhi tells them to make a song for those kids out there who don't fit in like them, and that music could bring everyone together. It was, the one good thing he says in this movie, honestly. It was such a just different kind of tone and scene. Considering the rest of this movie, he hated the girls, doesn't understand what music is. But yeah, his tone just suddenly changed. That's not good writing now that I think about it. And now we actually get a song in a music movie, but it's just a bunch of noise. Yeah, sure, that's what music is, but it's just annoying. But now this is where the movie gets really stupid. And I get so confused by the message of what the moral is. Neon says the girls were off pitch, and Bodhi agrees. So back home, the wolves are then calling him soft and weak, and Carl cheers on Bodhi to zing him back. So, they want Bodhi to be a bully on live TV. They want Bodhi to be mean-spirited. Okay, he already is in this movie towards, pop music, but, the sheep want him to be rude. His dad wants him to be rude. And then, the wolf gets angry at Bodhi because he's being mean. They don't want Bodhi to fight back, but don't you want the conflict? Don't you want the fighting? Isn't that what you're doing? I don't understand this movie. I don't understand it. I don't understand the message. I don't understand what they're trying to do. I don't understand what the villain's idea kind of thing is. I get they want conflict, but then they don't want conflict. What? What? Even his band members are sitting there confused why Bodhi is just sitting there and not being mean back to Neon. This is just such a stupid ass story with terrible freaking morals. Be mean. It's okay. It's what your friends actually want. So Bodhi does start throwing zingers, and just it's supposed to be funny. It's not. We are supposed to be rooting for Bodhi right now? How can I? He's being an asshole. But yeah, his dad is all excited, happy for him, and so now Bodhi becomes the star of the show, constantly throwing zingers at Neon, and he becomes less about the music. Didn't see that coming. Did not know that was what was going to happen. It's the same plot as the last movie, essentially, as Bodhi becomes the thing he hates. Bodhi just goes, over his head and becomes, self-centered, only focusing on himself, as the girls then try to, figure out how to finish the song without him. One gets an idea, and they run into a room with the thousands of guitars, which they're all whoa, even though they're already there before. It's just, at least one of them was, but even they're still excited, and just, yeah, whatever. So, one of them chooses their guitar, and what is it? It has bubbles all over it, of course, because they're apparently 5 years old. I'm not saying bubbles are bad, I love bubbles. Bubbles are awesome. I'm just saying it's just such a typical thing for just they're girl characters, so let's make them be into bubbles and sparkles and glitter and all that, and rainbows and all that kind of stuff, even though they're at least teenagers, so no, they wouldn't be into all that kind of stuff, and it's just it's so basic of an idea to do. But guess what? Because, of course, it's Angus's favourite guitar, because he too likes bubbles, of course. So they record a new song, which of course we don't hear, because why would there be music in a movie about music? But we do kind of hear it afterwards as Neon and Axe are chatting, and hear the girl's music, which they do like. But the evil wolf gal comes down hating the song, because it's about harmony. How dare they do a song about harmony? Though a song about bubbles is perfectly okay. So she lies to them and shows Bodhi's confessional video from before, pretending it's their new song he is talking about. So now Gail's all sad, Bodhi's bandmates now all moody for the way he is acting. Even though that's what they wanted out of him. They wanted him like that, and now they're moody about it. What is this movie? Oh my god, this movie is so incredibly dumb. It doesn't understand what its own story even is. But now he gets the message from the girls with a new song on it and remembers how good peace and harmony is, and suddenly changes his ways again. But the girls are already gone. He goes up to the wolf room and sees Angus's notes just randomly on her desk, and then he gets a phone message. That's the phone booth message. What? I don't... who said that? I don't... He tries catching up to the girls who take off on a bus, but he was too late. So he records a message in the booth that they also see at the same time he was recording it. So it's live, like, because obviously, like, that's kind of how they pin this show, is that it's live, but then the confessional booths are done afterwards, so they're never live. But that's generally how they work. But if it's live, then why is there a timeline bar thing on it? This is so stupid. The wolf girl is outside saying they can't have a song about peace, they need anger and hate, blah blah, and reveals herself to be Hazel. Wow, who knew? And straight up says, yes, I'm a sheep in wolf's clothing. And Bodhi just points out how stupid it is. How stupid this all is. Because yeah, all she wants is sheep fighting against the wolves, and just wants the chaos.
Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
As I said, like the Joker, but without the joke. Without any actual understanding as to why, besides she wants sheep to being eaten, I guess. And yeah, back home, the wolves and sheep aren't getting along. Like Larry and the Tao sheep aren't getting along now. Aww, not the gays. The gays can never be happy. I also love how this one showing is making everyone bad again. Like, don't make them watch the ending to Game of Thrones, so then it'll be a big giant war will happen. So the girls find where Bodhi is through an app. What app? I don't know. He is now taken prisoner and is trapped with the actual wolf, questioning why a wolf is friends with her. Which, yeah, fair enough. The girls rescue Bodhi by making the guitar apparently sound like a whale. What? And then we get the big climax chase scene of a movie that is nothing new, looks awful, and just ain't interesting to look at all. And when they win, they're stuck in traffic. But it's okay, Bodhi makes a guitar sound like a police siren. At least that's better and more believable than sounding like a whale. They make it just in time, and the girls sing a rock pop song, weird mix-up, and awful sounding messy song. That is quickly stopped. There is like no full song in this movie. It's always stopped, which is hilarious, because again, this is like a music movie. But yeah, it's quickly stopped by Axe as they battle out, like kind of that kind of style, I guess, but he's being way too loud, and so Bodhi comes in being extra loud. It's just so much noise. And here, Angus hears the music over the phone and remembers who he is. And okay, him throwing a stranger's phone made me chuckle.
I know that music. That is my music. I made that music. What am I doing? I'm not a chef.
Hazel then turns off the power with one chord, of course. But they have the power to keep on singing, and the crowd all cheers and she gets angry. Like, no, not harmony, how dare they? And then Angus appears to tell her what music is, and you feel it in your heart and all that kind of stuff. And starts playing music with the speakers right in her face, so the mask and everything blows off her. Did he know? Did he know? Did he know that was going to happen? I don't... But yeah, she ends up going flying right into the arms of the wolf dude, who admits he doesn't want to eat her, he wants to kiss her. Nah, you'll be eating her later. Hehe. And she's all for it. Yeah, she's just suddenly changes her mind when he's all just like, yo, you got pretty eyes. Oh my god, you think I'm pretty? Ah, okay, we're in love now. Ah, ah. And now everyone sings. The song is awful with a mix of sounds that just hurt the ears. Bodhi's magical powers somehow go through the TV back home where everyone's suddenly getting along. And Larry the Wolf threw a tomato that turns into a flower right in front of Carl. Yeah, they are definitely gay. You don't give a male friend a single flower without it being a little bit gay. So yeah, that's the end. Terrible movie, definitely the worst one, with boring new characters, a predictable plot, mediocre animation, a terrible villain that does the exact same thing as the last movie, but haha, they did it the opposite way. It's still the exact same type of villain, story, people, writers. And of course, the music in a music movie is god awful. It's so bad. At least the second movie had a song I didn't mind in it. Yes, they repeated it throughout the movie, but at least it didn't sound awful like these ones do. This movie is easily a 3 out of 10 foxes. I have definitely seen worse, but it's not very good. If you are a huge fan of Walk Dog, I feel like you will like this movie okay. I feel like you'll like it enough. I know I have seen at least 1 or 2 people mention it and they didn't mind it. So I feel like you won't hate it at all. Not like me. I don't like this movie. I didn't hate watching it. I didn't have an awful time watching it. It's just when you gotta do a review of it, it's not good. It has so many problems. I just think this movie is easily worse than the previous ones. Again, I don't hate this franchise. I gave the first one a 5 out of 10. Maybe if I watch it now, I probably don't mind it as much. It was just more or less because it was being compared to Zootopia at the time, and it's like, no, it's not as good as Zootopia, that's for sure. But maybe if I watch it now, maybe I won't. Maybe I will give it a 6 or a 7. The second movie, I did give a 6. I generally did like that movie. But yeah, this one, no. I didn't like it. But I do hope you liked this review. If you did, please give it a like. And even if you didn't, still give it a like, please. And yeah, and subscribe to my channel because I love you if you do. Hit that bell icon and leave down some comments down below what you think about this movie and what you think about the other movies. Comment stuff down below, guys. Thank you very much. It helps out my channel. And VitoFox says, be who you want to be. Alright guys, bye for now.